Hello, Rink Rats. We're back. That's our new community name, the Rink Rats, with some more Buffalo Sabres franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we are going to get year number 1 with the Buffalo Sabres underway. But first, there are a few things we need to do. So I already have a few players on the trade block: Samuelsson, Timmins, Malenstein, Kozak, and Quinn, all of which are on the trade block because they have personalities that I do not like. And in Samuelsson's case, it's his contract, but in every other case, Timmins has difficulty performing well under pressure. Don't like that. Malenstein does not perform well in big games. Kozak may have difficulty performing well under pressure, and Quinn has a tendency to disappear when the game is on the line. I don't really like any of that, so we're going to be getting these players out of here. And I've already shopped Samuelsson and Timmins. It seems like we can get a couple of 6th-round picks back for both of them. I don't think there's any team out of all these teams that are offering anything more than that. I think all of them are offering 2 6th-round picks here. I was hoping for a 5th round in there somewhere, but it doesn't seem like we'll get it. So we may as well just send them to a team that needs defense and also needs to fill out some cap space, which I would guess is going to be Chicago. Yeah, they need defense all around. And then they also are pretty low near the cap floor. So I think they'd be the perfect team to send Samuelsson and Timmins to, accept offer. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a trade with Calgary as they need wingers. And it just so happens we are selling some wingers in Malenstein and Quinn. And then I'm also going to give them the rights to Vasily Glotov. He's already 27. Despite the fact that he's a 2.5-star ability, his ratings don't really look all that great. I don't think these would translate well to the NHL. So that's why we're going to be sending him the other way as well. And in return, we will be getting a 1st-round pick. And actually, I believe, I have to retain some salary from Quinn. Yeah, so Malenstein, Quinn at 50% of his salary retained, and then Glotov in exchange for Calgary's 2026 1st-round pick. That's right. And they're apparently a balanced outlook. I thought Calgary would have been rebuilders, but apparently not. So we're going to do this. Malenstein, Quinn at 50% of his salary retained, and the rights to Glotov in exchange for a 1st-round pick. Offer trade. We'll see what they say. Oh, we have an offer for Kozak. Edmonton's offering a 4th-round pick for 2028 in exchange for Tyson Kozak. He has a 1.5-star ability, 2-star potential at 22 years of age. But once again, he has a personality type that I don't really like. So that's why we're shipping him out. We may as well complete this trade. And the United States has a national team job for me. And it's for the Winter Olympics this year. It'll only last for that tournament, but it's a tremendous honor and testament to your skill. Do you accept? I mean, I feel like I just got here, you know? I don't know. I mean, maybe they've been watching my franchise modes. Maybe the game has been watching my franchise modes. I don't know how that's doing that, but honestly, you know what? I almost never do national team jobs in these franchise modes, and this could be a nice change of pace. I mean, I don't want to take too much focus away from the Sabres, but you know what? Sure, this could be pretty interesting. Let's go for it. Let's be the GM of Team United States heading into the Winter Olympics. Ooh, Calgary rejects. They say we cannot add this much salary to the payroll. Okay. So it's not a matter of value then, it doesn't seem. What if I added Miromanov? Yeah, they probably made some roster moves between July 1st and now, and that's probably why they can't accept it anymore. Because I'm having a hard time making this work. But if I added Lomberg, no, they're still having some issues there. Oh, okay. So if I add Lomberg and Bean, then they can do it. And they're both only under contract for 1 year. Lomberg for $2 million. Short fuse, he'll punch or slash first and then ask questions later. So I'm not sure I like that. And then Bean won't be well liked. Ooh, okay. We could just trade for them and then drop him to the AHL. Just have him there just for the trade to go through, right? So Malenstein, Quinn at 50% of his salary retained, rights to Glotov in exchange for Lomberg, Bean, and a 1st-round pick. Let's try that. All right, so we're on July 7th now, which is the date for the training programs. So we're going to try this as this is new to FHM 12. This is the one of the highlighted things that they had. So I think Helenius has definitely got to be one of the players I focus on. He's got that 4-star potential, 2-star ability, 19 years of age. Yeah, we got to get him going there. And I believe this actually, the training programs, from what I read, replaces the jump that happens during training camp. I think this is the replacement for that. So specific skill training lasts for 14 to 15 weeks. So looking at the schedule, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12 is the start of the preseason. And then I don't think it can go on leading into the regular season. Like, I'm pretty sure once the preseason is over, that's when the training program stuff stops. And I'm trying to press F1 for help. I'm trying to bring up the new help menu. That's another thing new to FHM 12, but it's it's taking me back to the previous page, it's taking me back to the roster page. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I tried this earlier. The help page came up, so I'm not sure what's going on now. But yeah, we're not gonna be able to go for 14 to 15 weeks. I think it's got to be from 11 to 12. So Helenius, I want him to train probably defense, or you know what, maybe physical. I think he would benefit a lot from physical. So there's Helenius. Now Benson. I think I'll also have Benson training physical because he's only 20, right? And I think once he has his physical category up there, then everything else should fall into place, right? Then you have Yuri Kulik. I think I will also, I'll just put everybody on physical training at this point. Yep, I'll do the same for Osland. All right, so I've got the training set. You have Komarov, Osland, Wahlberg, Nuchev, Kulik, Roseanne, Helenius, Byram, and Benson. So it's going to be interesting to see the results of that. We'll definitely be checking in on that later. But I think with all that done, we can simulate ahead and see what Calgary's reaction to the latest offer is. And they accepted it. Very nice. So Malenstein, Jack Quinn at 50% of his salary retained, and the rights to Glotov in exchange for Lomberg, Bean, and a first complete trade. And with that, I'm going to send Bean down because he will not be well liked. Do not want to have that in the locker room, so I'm going to send him down to the AHL. And then Lomberg, I mean, you know what? He's all right. It's not like he has the personality trait that Bean had, so I may as well keep Lomberg for right now. We will, however, need some more defensemen, as we only have 4 defensemen right now. Bryson, Darlene, Byram, and Jones. And they're all left defensemen as well, so I'd prefer to get some right defensemen in there. And here's our prospects tournament roster. In goal, you have Leinonen and Ratzlaff. On defense, you have Mertka, Laberge, Sturback, Beliveau, Komarov, and Benkowski. And at forward, you have Helenius, Osland, Wahlberg, Kucharczyk, Zimmer, Nuchev, Miedema, Richard, Zelenov, Nadeau, MacArthur, and Crane. So now let's take a quick look at the prospects tournament. It looks like we went 4-1 here. We only had 1 loss against Columbus there. Let's take a look at the game against Florida. We won 3-1 with goals by Sturback, Nadeau, and Zimmer. Then we had a 4-3 win against Nashville with goals by Osland, Nuchev, Zimmer, and that's it. And then we went to a shootout, actually, as Nuchev gets the game-winning goal in the shootout. Then we had a 2-1 win over Pittsburgh with a goal by Helenius. And then we actually did have to go to yet another shootout as Osland and Helenius both get goals in the shootout. And then in the 4-3 loss against Columbus, we had goals by Nadeau, Osland, and Zelenov. And then lastly, you have the 2-0 win over Winnipeg with goals by MacArthur and Helenius. So not a bad development camp. Let's take a look at the offseason training update. Looks like Mason Geertsen got +1 to shooting accuracy. Okay. Then you have Alex Lyon, +1 to recovery, +1 rebound for Colton Ellis, +1 to offensive read and faceoffs for Josh Norris, +1 to fighting for Rasmus Dahlin, and then +1 to stamina for Peyton Krebs. So I guess for these training updates, I'll just highlight the young players who we're focusing on because it seems like it's going to be happening pretty often here. Konsta Helenius with the +1 to acceleration, strength, and agility. Okay, Komarov with the +1 to acceleration and balance. Oh, okay, Osland growing in stamina and acceleration, +1. So I think what I'll do is I'll call up Rathbone and Beliveau, and then I'll probably just wait for some right defensemen to go on waivers, and hopefully we get some that way because I'm really not keen on trading for a 2-star right defenseman if I don't have to. So for right now, we're just gonna have to roll with all left defensemen here. Ooh, Kulik agility up by 2. Then Roseanne stamina up by 1. Benson stamina up by 2. Byram shooting accuracy up by 1. Oh, that's rough. Zach Benson sidelined against the Philadelphia Flyers. He's going to be out for the next 3 months. 3 to 4 months. Yeah, that is unfortunate. To the injury list you go. The first major injury of the GM mode. Oh, another one. Alex Tuck has been injured 1 to 2 months. So already starting off the season on the wrong note, as we have 2 major injuries to 2 pretty major forwards. All right, so we have passed the preseason, which means there are some players on waivers to pick up. And it seems the best right defensemen on here are Soderstrom, Mitchell, and Bear. They're the only 2-star talents up here. I like Soderstrom's personality. And you know what? He's good enough. So I think we'll be claiming Victor Soderstrom. And did we get him? Don't know if we did. I don't believe we did. No, we did not. He went to Seattle. That's unfortunate. Okay, then I guess we claim Cale Fleury. He's only 1.5-star abilities, so I mean, he's not exactly NHL level, but he'll do. And yes, we did. All right. So we actually have a right defenseman. Now we're going to need another one, I would imagine. And luckily, there are more players on waivers. Carrier is on waivers. He has a 2.5-star ability. Tendency to disappear when the game is on the line, unfortunately. Don't like that. So what about Stetcher? Okay, Stetcher's not bad. He's got a good personality. 2-star ability. Decent contract. Yeah, let's try to claim Troy Stetcher. And did we get him? Yes, we did. All right, so here's our final roster heading into year number 1 with your Buffalo Sabres. You have Lyon and Georgiev in net, and of course you have Luukkonen injured, and that's for the next 3 to 4 months, so he's not going to be back till probably February, it seems. Then on defense, you have Dahlin, Byram, Jones, Bryson, Beliveau, Fleury, and Stetcher. And then, of course, injured, you have Power and Kesselring. And then at forward, you have Thompson, Norris, Zucker, McLeod, Lomberg, Kulik, Danforth, Doan, Krebs, Meyer, Roseanne, Geertsen, Dunn, and Nadeau. And currently injured are Greenway, Benson, and Tuck. So with that, let's get through the year 1 simulation. Georgiev in 4 games played with a 789 save percentage. I do not like that at all. I think he might be getting traded here in a minute. As a matter of fact, I think I'll just offer him out for a pick or two. Seems like we're only going to get a 5th back. That, you know what, that's fair enough. So I think we'll just send him to a team that does need a goaltender. So I think we'll send him to Pittsburgh. They need goaltending, it looks like. There you go. And then I'll call up Levi. All in all, though, that was a solid month of October. We went 6-3-2 somehow. Not sure how long that's going to carry on for, but, you know, it's a good start. It's a really good start for this team. Once again, much better than I expected. We'll take a quick look at the player stats. Thompson leads the way with 11 points in 11 games played. Zucker with 9, Doan with 8, Zach Jones with 7, and Ryan McLeod and Danforth with 5. Then you have Norris, Kulik, Geertsen, Krebs, Lomberg, Dahlin, and Fleury all with 4. You have Meyer, Byram, Dunn, and Beliveau with 3. You have Roseanne, Nadeau, and Stetcher with 2. And then in goal, 9 games played for Lyon. He has a 923 save percentage and 3 shutouts already on the season. So very good start for Alex Lyon. Now here's a look at the team stats. We're currently 10th in the league in goals for per game with a 2.91. Goals against per game, we are currently 18th in the league, also with a 2.91 there. Faceoffs, we're 8th in the league with a 51.5. Power play, we're 30th in the league with a 5.1%. Yikes. That's a very bad power play. And then penalty kill, we are currently 24th in the league with an 84.6. So we could definitely be doing better, especially on the power play, but it should be interesting to see if we can maintain this kind of record as we progress to the halfway point of the season. And what makes this kind of record even more impressive is that we have a lot of pretty good players on the injury list right now. Tuck, Benson is injured for the next 2 to 3 months. Greenway with the 3.5 star. Lomberg's injured. Geertsen, Kesselring, Power, Luukkonen. So it's very interesting that we have a 6-3-2 record at this point. I did not think that we would have that kind of record to start. So we'll have to see what happens here throughout November. Okay, we finally have a player back from injury. Alex Tuck is set to play his first game of the season. We're 8-5-2 currently. All right, here's another big one. Owen Power is back in the lineup, and he is set to play his first game of the season as well. Unfortunately, ever since Tuck came back, we're now 9-9-2, and we are currently sitting 6th in the division. Yeah, it's starting to look like that start to the season was certainly a fluke, as we are now 11-12-2 at the end of November. We're on December 1st currently. So let's take a look at the stats. Thompson has 26 points, so he hasn't slowed down. Zucker has 17, so that's where we fell off, is everybody but Thompson started to fall off, essentially. Then you have Doan with 16, Norris and McLeod with 13. Yeah, just not too much star power on this team, really, when it comes to scoring. And then in goal, you have an 898 save percentage for Lyon. That does not help. In fact, that's probably a huge part of why we've been losing as of late. And then Levi with a 904 save percentage in 5 games played. So we'll see how Luukkonen does when he gets back. That's not for another 1 or 2 months. And then we're not getting any of these guys back anytime soon either. So it is certainly looking like yet another losing season for your Buffalo Sabres, unfortunately. So if we get to January and we're still in this position where we're still, at or below 500 and being 8th in the Atlantic for that matter, then I think we should definitely be considering selling guys like Alex Tuck, right? So that said, we'll go 1 more month and see where we're at on January 1st, but I'm not liking how this team is shaping up right now. Yeah, Buffalo fans, I hate to say it, but we might have to rebuild the rebuild here. Because we're 12-16-2 now. It's not looking good. Obviously, we have some good talent. We have Dahlin, we have Thompson, You have Norris. And of course, there are some good young players as well. You have Power, you have Kulik, you have Benson. And then you also have guys in the system like Ostland and Hellenius, who are probably going to end up calling up at some point soon. But for the most part, I'm not liking the direction this team is heading. We might have to rebuild the rebuild. Okay, so we're on January 1st. We are 16, 20, and 3. And I think you guys know what that means. We're selling. This team is just not good. I was hoping that we could at the very least just compete for the wild card this year, but no, we are last in the Eastern Conference. So we're not even close to even that. So yeah, as much as I hate to say, I know how long the Buffalo fandom has been in a state of despair, essentially, but it looks like it's going to have to continue for a little while longer here, as this team is just not good. It's just not good. As much as, you know, we have that 5-star defenseman in Dali, and you have the natural goal scorer in Thompson, 25 goals so far this season. He's been one of the few bright spots, as basically after him, the scoring completely drops off. You go from Thompson at 37 points to Zucker and Doan with 21 points. I think that right there is indeed the problem. Then you have Alex Lyon in goal, 24 games played, 895 save percentage, 918 save percentage for Levi in 14 games played. So maybe we keep him around and then just get Lyon out of here. And it looks like Luukkonen's actually close to coming back as well. So yeah, I think we'll sell off Lyon. But yeah, it's not looking great. Not looking great for this team. I think what we're going to do, I will put Lyon on the trade block. I will also put Tuck on the trade block. And then really just any veterans who I don't foresee sticking around for too long here. So I think that would also have to include Zucker, Danforth. Maybe we could get something for him. And honestly, we may as well just see if we have any takers for Josh Norris, because this kind of production for, what is it, nearly $8 million for the next 5 years. Yeah, that's not great. That's not ideal. So I think we're going to put him on the trade block as well. I know he has that no trade clause, but you know, if any of these 10 teams are willing to take him, then I think we're going to have to seriously pursue a deal for Josh Norris as well, because we can't have that moving forward. Yeah, this is just not, in general, just not a great team. I mean, I know we still have several key players injured. Benson, there's Greenway, there's Kesselring who's injured. Luukkonen as well, obviously. He's coming back soon. But regardless, overall, I'm not feeling great about this team. So, yeah, it seems we're going to be making some early trade deadline moves here. But I think we'll save that for the next one, as this has already been a very long video, and I want to make sure that I consider my moves carefully here going into the trade deadline. So I think with that, we'll end things off here. But not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your supports, and I'll see you guys in the next one.